In today's extremely competitive environment, companies are being faced with such challenges as to how to have their employees do more with less. There may be a smaller workforce than before. There may be an older workforce that's starting to retire. We have the baby boomers that are starting to look at retirement and leaving the workforce. So companies have many challenges facing them. At ExecuTrain, we found that we are most helpful to companies in that we can help their employees be as productive as possible. So it may mean learning a new task or learning a more efficient way to do an old task, or maybe using technology in place of old, outdated paper process to improve efficiencies. Primarily, we're in the business of education, adult learning. So we offer many different options. Perhaps a company has a standard policy or approach to a particular task or job process. Not only can ExecuTrain help educate those employees on that process, but we also have instructional designers who can capture that process and put it in written form or online training form so that that company has training available for their employees for years to come. There are many different options when you look at adult learning. There are different strokes for different folks, if you will. There's your traditional classroom training or instructor-led training. There's also online learning, or e-learning, if you will. And then there can be a combination of both, which we call a blended learning model, where an employee may take a prerequisite in an online format, come into a classroom for hands-on computer skills or hands-on role play and forum sessions, and then may return back to the online learning for follow-up and further retraining.
ExecuTrain can bring classroom training on site, so that has been a real key for us to be able to bring that customized classroom training on site to our users and to our employees. Our users really appreciate the opportunity to be able to have on-site training and for us to be able to provide a very customized experience for them on our clinical systems that really enable them to have effective workflow and utilization of the system.
We sit down with an organization and really talk to them about business goals, because you can throw a bunch of training at a group of employees, but unless you have the right end result in mind when you design the training program, training for the sake of training doesn't accomplish what you need to get done. Companies often ask, what is our specialty? Or do you work with one particular type of industry? Because it's hard to imagine that one company could help address the needs of an organization such as Baptist Healthcare and at the same time meet training and education needs of another company such as Brown-Forman or Ford Motor Company. But again, it goes back to our solution-based process that we go through when we're analyzing a company's training needs. It's not particularly about that industry, but it's more about the challenges that that industry faces. And it may be such things as in healthcare, they're a 24/7 operation. So we have to look at how we're going to train the people and support them in their best capacity. At Brown-Forman, it may be the fact that they are located globally throughout the world. How do we address those training needs? So again, it goes back to our consultative approach in that one size never fits all. So we look at each individual company's needs, and then we bring in the right subject matter experts and training consultants to best fit those needs.
ExecuTrain has become a true partner in this process, and they always bring us customized solutions that really fit and leverage the value of the clinical systems we're implementing. So that's why ExecuTrain is our partner of choice.
When we started with e-learning, it was more standard type courses such as Microsoft Office and Office ergonomics or safety training, leadership training. They're very standard offerings. But then as companies' needs grew, we grew with them as well. We actually now develop online learning for companies. Things that you're going to offer to a lot of employees continually work very well in an online format. Our experts can come in and look at your content and put it into a very interactive online training course so that your employees can take it anytime, anywhere, and it's all trackable and reportable by employee and by course.
ExecuTrain is able to create a lot of online learning experiences that are easy to use, they're on demand, and they're flexible for our employees and their schedules.
One key thing that we do with organizations when we're designing a training program is we talk about what success looks like at the end of the project. And that becomes one of the factors or the factors that we train against or around. Meaning that at the end of the project, we want to see if those standards and criteria for success were met. If they were, that's often a big way to tell if you got a return on investment that you made in the training project or the support implementation.
There truly is no cost on education. Education is so critical, and ExecuTrain has been a very competitive player in that market space and has provided a lot of value to us, and there's really no price tag on the value that they're bringing to our organization. I believe if anyone out there is looking for a partner that can provide customized education, online courseware development, they should really look at ExecuTrain because they can bring those services to bear in your workplace.
I am so fortunate to have been with ExecuTrain as long as I have because I have been afforded the advantage of seeing tremendous growth and change. From starting out with training on DOS and Windows, now we're training on Oracle systems, SAP, PeopleSoft, great leadership programs. So I've seen tremendous growth, tremendous change, and I don't see that trend slowing in the future.